Hello, this is Barbara Calvano, and I would like to talk to you about tapping. This is a brief introduction to tapping. And in addition to the energy clearing that I do as an angel therapist, cord cutting, vacuuming, bringing in sacred geometry, shielding, and that I'll do on another video, I'd like now to talk about something that you can do physically, where you're not necessarily connected to any archangel, though I always like to bring in my angels just to provide a nice sense of safety and trust and relaxation. And that's all you have to do is ask the angels to be with you, and they show up. The next thing I'm going to do is, say you have anxiety, and pretty much everybody has some level of it. Recently I was at a outdoor picnic area in Brooklyn at a festival, and someone came up to us and started talking about his corporate job, and it seemed all great and everything, and then I was able to see how much anxiety this young person has in his life, even though he's going to yoga every day, but needing to smoke a little pot in order to just get through yoga. Now, nothing wrong with that, but there's something a little off, that you need something in order to do that thing that relaxes you. Can you get it? A lot of anxiety and stress in our world today. So one of the very simple things that we can do is tapping. And also, if you tap and journal, which also takes all of those thoughts and all those worries and concerns out of your head, putting it on paper, it's another way to move all of that out of your body. And then the third would be meditation. But right now, let's do tapping. What tapping does is changes the neurological pattern of the thought. So what we're looking at are thoughts of anxiety and stress. Say you wake up one morning, as this young person had, and said, just watch how I do this and the different positions of the body that I touch and tap while I say that very thing that is disturbing me. But I do couch it with some lightness, all right? So you're tapping here, like a karate chop. Boy, oh boy, I love my job. It gives me a lot of money, and it's doing something good for the environment, but at the same time, I am so stressed about it because I'm constantly having to worry about how many sales that I make every day. And yet I know I love it, but it's just sure stressing me out. Tap your head. I have this great job. It's bringing me a lot of money. It's a dream job. People are even envious. But it stresses me out so much because I have to produce. I have to produce and produce. And I'm really so anxious all the time and stressed out. I have this job. It brings me a lot of money. It's doing great for the environment. But I'm so stressed out because of the pressure to do sales. And yet I know it's something that makes a difference for the planet. But I just am so filled with anxiety all the time. Whoa, I have this job, it brings me so much money, I love it, but at the same time, it's bringing me so much stress and so much concern. I'm doing something great for the environment, but at the same time, I'm left just so frazzled and almost not looking forward to going back the next morning. I have this great job, it's giving me a lot of money, and it does great things for the environment. But yet the pressure of sales and the pressure of showing up and creating results every day is just getting to me. It's becoming more stressful than I had hoped. And sometimes I don't even look forward to going to work. So I have this great job. It pays me so much money. And I work long hours, but the pressure to produce is so anxiety-inducing. It's so much more than I realized, and it's starting to catch up to me. It doesn't seem to end, this anxiety. I have this great job. It gives me a lot of money, just a lot of hours. I have to produce a lot. There's a lot of stress to produce results. And even though I'm doing great things for the environment, at the same time, it's starting to take its toll on me. I have this great job. It brings me a lot of money. I have a lot of stress about it. I've got to create results. It's producing more stress than I realized. Sometimes I don't even want to go to work. I have this great job. Gives me a lot of money. I get to do something for the environment. It does produce a lot of stress. Sometimes I don't even want to go into work. Then you can go through the series again. Chopping here, tapping third eye, side of eye, under eye, here, here, clavicle, side of the body, top of the head. Now I went through one cycle. By the time I was done with the cycle, I was feeling less stress. I was repeating the same circumstance, but something has changed in the wiring of that thought. I rewired it. Before, it was probably going straight to a place in my body that created more agitation, more anxiety, and more fear. By the time I was done, I rewired the pattern of that thought, and I actually felt relaxed, even though I was saying the same thing. So, powerful thing to do. Try it out. You can do it up to 20 minutes, as my mentor and teacher, Gabby Bernstein, does. And one of the things I can say, here is a woman, New York Times bestseller, highly productive, highly focused. Well, one of the things she does is tapping. And her self-care practices are like no kidding. And almost any person you would see who's the top of their craft in this world has self-care practices. And they take some initiation, motivation, and repetition, persistence, and discipline. So try tapping. If you'd like to have a session with me, I can work it with you, teach it to you. And then also you want to check out my angel clearing techniques that also go to another level of clearing anxiety and stress. I'm here for you to live this life on earth in your physical body with as much grace and ease as possible. Namaste.